I think there's a ditch.
Oh.
Back right off into that ditch.
I must have distracted you.
I think we got 4-wheel drive. Man, that's a huge hole there.
And it might go for more than 155.
I can show you how I can find out. Let's go outside and I'll show you how I find out real quick.
So what were you saying earlier about we're going to come outside and find out?
I was going to show you. Let's figure out what it's worth real quick. And I use an app, Realtor.com app.
Okay.
I get the load. No signal. And I just click in the search box and say search nearby where I'm standing for recently sold. We got one.
So it automatically knows your location. You just hit search nearby.
And this one just sold for $158,000 right here.
How many bed and bath and square footage? You look at all that?
4-bedroom, 3-bath. Same.
So that's exactly what this is.
158.9 is what it sold for. So if I listed mine for 155, we'd still sell it quicker. So yeah, 155 is still
Awesome.
Still a good number. So it's already a $50,000 discount, but it needs to be like an $80,000 discount.
So Joe, what would you do in a situation? Would you even buy a house to try to flip it if it didn't have a master suite, or if it didn't have a carport or garage or anything like that, steep driveways, stuff like that?
Well, I've done that. I've actually converted. The last house I did, converted a closet to a bathroom to make it a master suite. Mm-hmm. And then I had to just do a shallow corner closet, like a 24-inch bifold closet in the master. And it was ironic. I spent 10 grand putting in this master bathroom, and then the feedback I got, people hated the closet because it was too small. So, you know, it's a trade-off. But when you have something like bad neighbors or bad driveway or bad street, you got to over-renovate to make up for that stuff. I mean, that's my only way to get rid of those houses, is to put in nicer things.
So I guess what I hear you saying though is you would actually pull the trigger on and do those projects.
Yeah,
if the price was right.
If the price is right, I would first be at least 5%, maybe more, below the lowest comp in the neighborhood to start at my sale price. So that, number one, I'm the best price house in the neighborhood, and then number two, I would have a bigger renovation budget to do it nicer. So I'd be the cheapest house and the nicest house, and that's the way I'd get rid of it. So I would have to buy it for less than the average person would, just to make it a safe deal.
Gotcha.
And I've done that with, things like neighborhoods that were not attractive. I would just subtract $20,000 more from my offer to take $10,000 less on my asking price and to do $10,000 more in renovation.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's just a matter of overcoming those negatives. You got, for every negative, you need probably 2 positives to overcome that. So it's like, because the wife is going to say, the husband's going to say, I hate the driveway. The wife's going to say, I love the kitchen. They're tied right now. You need something to overcome that. She said, well, I love the kitchen and the master bathroom, so she wins.
Cool.
So the plus and minuses have to go all the way to the plus side. The rule is, for me, is if a house is at foreclosure auction, I will not buy it if it's occupied. It only takes the people, here's our house right here, it only takes the people one good lawyer to fight that foreclosure for years, and they can just stay there for free.
So it's this one right here,
right here,
and it doesn't look like.
and this is a tough call. We don't know if it's empty or not. These
Top-
are some of the hardest things to figure out is this house empty or not?
You know that
If
you
you
ever
get-
talk to neighbors and.
Sometimes if they're outside.
Well, there's one outside right across the street.
There's
Nope.
a red flag on the power meter. Does that mean it's off? These are the hardest ones when they have blinds in the windows. It's really hard to figure out. No sign of life here, is there?
No porch light on, no cars.
You know, these, sometimes I'll come back the night before so I can see if there's power on or not, for sure.
There's a guy out there in the back riding lawnmower.
Where's that at?
Right behind you. To your left, across the street.
Yeah. I thought you meant right over here. I think there's a ditch.
Oh.
Back right off into that ditch.
I must have distracted you.
I think we got 4-wheel drive. Man, that's a huge hole there.
Now,
I'm gonna check the mailbox. I want to see if there's any mail in the mailbox.
Go talk to the neighbor.
Yeah, there's mail in there, but it's from the 9th of January. So it's been a few days. Yeah, see, I fell in that hole. I'm not the first one.
Wow.
So yeah, I'll come back. The auction's on Wednesday, so I'll come up Tuesday evening.
You won't just roll down your window and ask that guy? A lot of times they're willing to tell you.
He's blowing leaves.
Yeah.
You sir? Hey, sir. Hey. I hate to bother you. The little house over here with the green shutters on it, it's got 2 trees. You know, I was told it was coming up for sale. Do you know anything about it?
I'm sure it's going to be.
Is there anybody living there now? Is there...
Well, here's the story I got.
So you think they moved out or maybe moved on?
Oh yeah, they moved out.
Yeah.
Yeah, they haven't been anybody over there.
Wow. Because it looked like the grass was cut and stuff. I thought maybe somebody was still
Well-
living there. I couldn't find anybody who owned it. That's why I was asking. And that's 5% commissions, 3% for buyer closing cost, and 1% for seller closing cost. So it's 9%. We're going to do $30,000 profit. And we already know from talking to the neighbors, and he's heating and air, obviously all updates. So we're probably looking at a $40,000 renovation, roughly. So we're at 43,750.
And it's gonna go to auction at.
I don't know. It's going to be in the 50 range, so
Oh,
it's going to be
50
close.
range.
So we have to come back and get a real comp sale price to know if it's going to be possible or not.
Gotcha. And this one's going to auction on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Would you still go to the auction?
Oh yeah. I go just to see who buys it. If nothing else, to meet the buyer. so I know who they are and what they're buying and why they bought it.
Now, tell me why you would do that.
To know, normally one, I want to know if what I call the industrial investors are moving in here or not, the people buying for a hedge fund. Because once they move in, they kind of kill the foreclosure sales because they buy them all. They pay full retail, some of them. I mean, they have almost no price limits on their bidding, and you just can't beat them. So once they start moving in, you need to know they're coming. So you don't don't depend on that market for your business next year, because it could dry up.
So let's talk about something else for a second. Joe, you get most of your deals this way?
Percentage of them, about 40% maybe. 40.
Auctions?
Yeah. I get some from HUD, 2 or 3 last year from the HUD, 2 or 3 from online websites, 4 or 5 from auctions at the courthouse, 2 for sale by owners, 1 off the MLS, so just wherever you can find it.
But what I didn't hear you say and all that is you don't do any of your own marketing, really. You don't.
No, I just go looking for them. I don't.
Right. You don't send out mailers or put up whatever signs and.
No, I just don't have the time to do it because I can find enough business. If I'm always looking, I can find enough for me. I only need 10 good houses a year to make a great living. So it ain't real hard to find 10 in a year. That's just my numbers. Now, if I needed 30 houses a year, then I would have to be doing some aggressive sales and marketing. But plus, I'm registered with every wholesaler in town, so if they do all their marketing and mailings, and if they find a good deal in my area, I know most of them will at least tell me about it. So, but again, even in that market, I'm competing with retail, with the industrial buyers who will pay more than I will. Right. Even dealing with wholesalers. So. It's still competition across the board. When they start buying in a market, it affects the wholesale market, it affects the auction market, it affects MLS, it affects where you get your deals from. So you just got to know where they're buying it. Which is why I'm right here on the very, very edge of my market area. This is as far as I'll possibly go on a deal.